out, please do. We're reading Daniel chapter 7 today. And before we get into Daniel chapter 7, let me remind you, we can always use your financial support. What works best, what helps us the most, is buy some of the things that we have for sale. Because the proceeds from that, the money from that, goes directly to our youth outreach to help us do more for teens. Our next teen night is Monday. Next Saturday, we want to take them somewhere. We don't know where yet because one of the teams doesn't want to do miniature golf. And so you have some work. If I suggest something and it's not unanimous, if everybody doesn't want to participate, it's something different. So we have t-shirts. They're beautiful. They're soft. They have our logo on the front, on the back. They have our Bible verse, Isaiah 40, chapter 40, verse 3. About being a voice crying in the desert. We have those. We have a devotional study guide on discipleship that you can buy. We have a fiction novel that's really cool, fast-paced, called Druid Wars, about the first evangelist traveling out of Rome into Northern Europe. So you can contact me. I'll tell you how to do those. You can send us just a donation if that's what you wish. But please support us. Please help us in that way. I always forget to share it. I looked down and saw we were at the 10-minute mark. My friend Tamara Chaos, who does a lot of online ministry, she said, you should always tell about that at the 10-minute mark. But I usually forget. But we could use your help. It would help us greatly in expanding what we're doing and doing more. In Daniel chapter 7, there's really two segments to Daniel chapter 7. And I'm going to read the first because it's important about what's going on in these end times. And then the part I really want to focus on, what most of our time talking about, starts in verse 9. And let's start first. Daniel chapter 7, verse 1. And here Daniel, who was an Old Testament prophet, and please understand, the prophecies and the words of prophets in the Jewish scriptures, our Old Testament, are important. We need to read them, and we need to understand them. Part of why the Jewish people missed the first coming of the Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth, is because they did not understand the prophecies in their scriptures. Preachers were lying to them, intentionally misinterpreting those prophecies. And so this first one is a prophecy, and after I read, I'm going to explain how most prophecies worked when the Jewish prophets gave them. And Daniel was a prophet. And during the time the Jews were in exile, the second time I think. Anyway, there were so many times they got sent into exile because the Jewish people were a lot like I was earlier in my life. They were stubborn,